this is a very good segue for me to introduce our chair for the MiDAC organization, our only and one lady, Lusekeo Mamondwe. So I'll hand over this to our chair, and in this time she will brief us about the history of MiDAC, and where we are currently, but also where do we intend to go from here forward. So, Ms. Chair, at this point, I can stop sharing and I can let you continue with sharing.
Thank you so much, Director of Ceremonies Nathan, and thank you, everyone. As Nathan has said, I will give just a little background. This will take about 5 to 7 minutes. Please let me know if you cannot see the PowerPoint presentation. But I'm sharing the PowerPoint presentation now. One moment. All right, so as Nathan has said, I'm just going to talk about a little bit about MiDAC, responsibilities of the board and the responsibilities of the members. And but I just want to mention again that MiDAC is incorporated under the NFP Act, which is not for profit act. And these the rules under the NFP gives us that we do not do business for profit, really. This is just service and our purpose, which you're going to see in the next slide, is to make sure that we uplift the welfare of Malawians in Canada. The other thing is that the directors do not own any assets, which is one of the rules as well. And then if we do raise revenue, which gives us profit, we need to put it back in the objectives of MiDAC. And again, I would like to just talk a little bit about the history of MiDAC. And this is to appreciate that there are others behind us that have done a lot of work. It's not like MiDAC is necessarily the first institutional organization for Malawians. So in 1994, there was a committee that was called Malawi Action Committee. This committee had actually members from US, Canada, and some from UK. Our leaders at that time were Mr. Muntali and Mr. Ngongo. I would like to acknowledge that they did actually have specific achievements. At that time, they were actually more or less conducting a role of helping the Malawi government to the late 90s. The MSC was dissolved, and then in the late 90s, another group came up of Association of Malawians in Canada, led by Mr. Nyasulu. And for something to note that they achieved were to conduct scholarship initiatives. There is 2 students that were assisted from Form 1 to Form 4 during this time. They also conducted lots of fundraising drives as well as newsletters. And then the association also kind of faced a death, or maybe just stopped being active. And then in mid-2019, a group of Malawians came about and formulated our current Malawians in Canada WhatsApp group. From there, it birthed the desire to form another organization. There were several people that worked together, and here we are. So I needed to give that history to show people that we are trying to continue. We have just received the baton from other people that have worked hard in the past. This is not like a unique thing. I'm just going to quickly introduce the committee. So just quick facts. We have 4 subcommittees: welfare, and Tandy is the chair; projects, Dalison Zinganjira is the chair; finance, Tuonge Nyenda is the chair; and then media and public relations, Wesley Limbe is the chair. You will see them presenting in the next couple of minutes, so that's why I'm not going to take a long time. We do have a vacancy for vice chairperson. It was previously held by Dr. James Kanyampakeni, and he resigned due to personal reasons. So we actually are in the process of replacing for this position. Previously held by Dr. James Kanyampakeni, and he resigned due to personal reasons. So we actually are in the process of replacing for this position. And there on the left is just our, our certificate of incorporation, which is available. If anybody wants it, we'll send it to you. Okay, quickly, I'm not going to go into the details because remember somebody was asking about bylaws. And we said that they're going to form part of our content today. But so I'm not going to go through each and every point because we'll send out the bylaws to you immediately after the meeting. So our term of office is 4 years because we are incorporated and we're supposed to make certain reports. We're supposed to hold not more than one annual general meeting. In this annual general meeting, we discuss specific events, some of them being presentation of our financial statements, or even in some cases, presentation of our budget. There may be other meetings which you may call upon, one of which is this one. This is an example of meetings that are not necessarily AGMs. And I'm just going to go next to just quickly talk about some members' obligations and rights. You have a right to attend meetings like you're doing now, to vote during meetings, to submit proposals which you feel are important. And there's some specific procedures to follow if you have a proposal, and we are going to provide that in the bylaws. You're supposed to also, and I know maybe this is something that not many people want to hear, but there are membership contributions that we are supposed to settle to, and several other guidelines that we need to follow, and you all see this in the bylaws. I got this card because it just kind of represents what MiDAC has been doing. It says, if you can film an idea in your mind, follow that film idea shot for shot, scene for scene, then that idea is worth making. And what you're going to see in the next slide is the ideas that we have had that are still coming up, and we are hoping some of them will come from you, that will help us to start off as MiDAC and to achieve, great and tangible outcomes. So, and here, it's a quick timeline, basically, of what we've done, and I don't want to take too much of your time on this, but we got elected, we started having our first board meeting. I just wanted to let you know that we've been having board meetings every month, except I think the month of December because of, Christmas festivities, but we have not been silent. We've been having board members every month. Typically, we're supposed to have board members every quarter, but because we had just started out, we thought that we needed to give it more attention. We've established terms of references for committees. Some are still being refined. And then we've also managed to open an account, and we're currently running a fundraising. The other two are plans ahead, budgeting, AGM, and then you'll see some other activities in the next slide. Here is my final slide, and I've just put this in brief because the various committees are going to delve deeper into these activities that we have planned. So things like website creation, part of the media, the budgeting, skills training, webinars. So on skills training, we want to focus on based on needs that we'll identify. We will be facilitating some training, and this training could be a formal training where we have a proper class, or it could just be providing necessary links that will help some people, or even maybe linking them to another training provider that we come across. This is basically just to help us to be set up, because some people do struggle through these things. We want to do some charitable events, and one of them is the flood victims events that you're seeing we're doing now. We also have opportunities for grant applications, and we want to continue doing cultural events and so many more. At this point, as you can see, as I promised, this is the end of my presentation, and I would like to thank you all for your patience. And my call and the call of all board members is to say that MiDAC is our association. Nobody, without you, it's just a name. And we would like as much as possible to represent your views, your desires, and what you see as a vision for the association. And therefore, we would like you to proceed and give us all the necessary critique. And criticism is good, and it must be done constructively. We welcome that. Give us input, but more importantly, we hope that you can choose to become a member. Thank you very much. Over to you, Chair, and I'll stop sharing.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you for your presentation and for your briefing about where we're coming from and what we've done. I think it's very good for us to really have an idea where we're coming from, and that helps us a lot as we're moving forward. It's only knowing where we're coming from that it helps as we are moving forward with the next steps. So as Madam Chair just indicated, please, if you have those questions, you can put them in Slido with the information that was given earlier, or you can even put them on Zoom platform as well. Again, it's our goal that we attend to as many questions as possible, the comments, your suggestions. This is MiDAC, our group, not the board's group. So at this point, let me hand over to the welfare presenter. So this is our chair, Tandiwe Nhata, who will present on behalf of welfare. Tandiwe, over to you, and I'll stop sharing.
My name is Tandiwe, and I'm the chair for Welfare Committee. So this is what I'm going to talk in my presentation, the members, the purpose of Welfare Committee, membership and the process, and also the benefit of being the member for MiDAC. In Welfare Committee currently, we do have 5 representatives. As you can see on the slide there, it is, it has representatives from people from different, across Canada, I should say. We are still looking for more people to be on this committee, as we know that Canada is very large, and we want each place to be represented, because the issues that people face in different provinces and cities are different. So if we could get more members to represent those cities or those provinces, it would be great, so that your voice is heard as we run this organization. So what are the purposes of the Welfare Committee? The Welfare Committee, I'll just touch 4 purposes of it. The first one is to promote Malawian culture in Canada. This can be through social events, displaying Malawi arts, and showcase our, traditional foods, or, our traditional wear. Let's face it, just because we are out of Malawi, it doesn't mean that, we should stop talking about it. We should be proud of where we're coming from. And one of the way of presenting how proud you are about your country is promoting these things that I've listed. I remember Christmas time, Hilda posted some of art from Malawi, like, some of you purchased that, With that, it may look as small, but that shows that we do have something in Malawi. If you ask a lot of people, they may not know where Malawi is. Usually they'll question you, what is that? Is it in the Caribbean, or is it, they don't know exactly where it is. So it is our, it is our job, our pride, to promote Malawian culture where we are. So the second one is to understand the needs of Malawians and offer support where necessary. We have all moved away from home and come to this country, and we all know how lonely it can get. We all know the shocks that we experience, like the weather, the food, you name it. Even language itself, we do speak English in Malawi, but let's face it, when we come here, you go in class. From myself, experiencing when I went to high school, I went in class, the teacher was speaking English, and my mind was blown away, and I'm looking at the teacher, I'm like, huh? What, like, I understand English, but it was hard to get exactly what, the teacher is saying. So all those experiences, I think, if we can help the people who are coming in and support them in every way, it will be good. We can help them by, directing them to different resources, right? Where to get clothes, where to get cheaper clothes, especially for weather. Winter jackets are really, really expensive. So if we can direct them where they can get resources, that is our job to do so. And for us to be able to do that, we have to work with the different provinces. Okay, we have to work with different provinces, because as a whole, like as a federal entity, we may not know people who have come in. So if we work with the leaders that are in that particular area, that would be great. And also to provide, the third one is to provide the mutual support during crisis, illness, or death. You know, as our culture in Malawi, when someone wafedwa, in our culture, we have to support them in any way. It could be financial support, it could be moral support, anything we can do to be there. You know, pending, you know, it would be great to do that. And that also can only work if we're working with individuals, leaders from different provinces, to be able to, you know, to get this information that, okay, we know our federal, or someone is sick, or someone, you know, is in crisis, or something like that. So that information can only come from different areas of Canada to us, and we can offer support. And the last one is to welcome newcomers of Malawi origin to Canada. As I said, it's difficult already to move from one side to here. Newcomers usually, you know, they need a lot of help. Our job is to promote MiDAC to everyone, so that when they come into Canada, they know where to reach out if they are facing any difficulties. You know, newcomers would not know how to apply for jobs, would not know how to where to get the social insurance number, where to apply for health card and all that. Those may look simple for us who have been here for a long time, but for someone who's coming into Canada, those are very necessary places to be directed to. So our job will be that, and I can't emphasize enough that this will only be possible if we are when we are working all together with the people and different provinces. So the next slide there, I'm going to talk about the membership. You know, in order to benefit from everything that I've explained in the last slide, it's, you know, to become a member. And how do you become a member? You fill in the application, you know, and submit it to us, the Warfare Committee. So those names, the 5 names that I posted before, you can submit your application there. That application we will post it on once it's ready, we'll post it online there so that everybody can have access to it. Once you fill it in, you pay your annual contribution. That is to be decided on, you know, what the contribution will be. And that money will not come directly to me. It will go directly to the bank of MiDAC for accountability. So it will be sent to, you will send it to MiDAC bank account. Once confirmed that it has been sent there, the secretary will record you as a member and add you to our database. So that's how you become a member. The benefits of being a member. So I think the chair touched this, so I'm not gonna say much about it, but as a member, you have the right to vote. So when we do have election, of different positions, you do have the right to vote, and you do have the right to run as an executive for executive position when it's vacant. And as a member, you have the right to attend general meetings. And also, members have the right to propose the change of bylaws, and members will be supported when they are in need. So in order to benefit from all those supports, like, or you need help with, different resources, like to get legal experts, to get lawyers. In our group, in Malawi group, we do have lawyers there, we have nurses, we do have people who are working with federal government or provincial government. They're aware of where to get, where resources are provided. So being a member, we'll be able to disperse that information to you to make it easier for you when you come in, so that you don't experience what this girl experienced when she came in. The last thing, second to the last, membership termination. So, the membership will be terminated when someone, passed away. And when you are failing to maintain your membership, so basically that means if you're not paying for your dues, You can resign if you don't want to be a member by writing, you write your letter and give it to the chair. And when the corporation is dissolved. And lastly, I just want to share with you what we have done so far. We have set up we have set up the warfare committee with your help. I have to recognize some people who sent me the names, people who were interested. So with you, we have been able to set up the committee, and also we have worked on the TORs that are pending, and we're still working on the policies. With that, that's the end of my presentation. All I can say now is, like, please, if you're interested to be on welfare committee, don't hesitate. Send me a text, or you can put your information in the the Zoom link there. I'll get the information there, and I will contact you. I'll contact you. And if you're interested in other committee, if you're comfortable sending me the information, I could direct you to the people in those committee. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tandy. I'm glad that this girl is still here after going through all the challenges in the past. And it's really the goal that not so many girls or not so many boys will go through the same challenges we've gone through, some of us. And hence the very big importance of this organization, MiDAC, which we are so proud of. At this time, I think there was one question in the chat. This question was, I'll just read it aloud quickly here. With respect to bylaws, where can we view them, and when are they going to be available to the general membership? So that's a question about the bylaws. Where can they be viewed, and when can they be available to the general membership? Let me just put this back to the board. If anybody in the board would like to tackle that fairly quickly. I also know that there has been some ongoing discussions about that in the WhatsApp forums.
Yes, thank you so much, Nathan. So on that, the bylaws, as I mentioned in the presentation, that we will make them available to all members immediately after this meeting. However, because we are yet to build a website, our intent is to just put it initially on the WhatsApp group, but if you need it in any other format, for example, in an email, then you could just contact any of the board members and we'll send it to you by email. But in the interim, yes, we'll avail them via WhatsApp.
Thank you, Ms. Chair, for that response. And again, if you have any further questions beyond that, please feel free to put either in the chat, or you can put it in the Slido, or you can put you can avail them through other means, as Tandy has already also earlier on presented.
Director, there's a question on Slido.
Slido. Yep.
And the question, I'm just going to read it. It says, how do you plan to support fellow Malawians who have recently moved to Canada in terms of networking, sourcing information of what needs to be done when one is settling down? So I would like to give that to the welfare chair. And if there's anybody else after the welfare chair has said something, you can just raise your hand and the director of ceremonies will acknowledge you. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your question. But if you need any information at the moment, since we haven't started yet working with those people, I can direct you to different sites, or if I know anything, I can personally help you with that. So you can get my email or my number. Then I can send you the information depending on what information you need. And if I can't help you directly, I'll research and I'll find someone to help you.
Let me just add on to what the Chair for Welfare has said. I think as we go to some of the reports, even including the project people, we'll be able to hear even more resources or more other ways that have been identified in how we can help with those who are just coming in new. And again, it should be repeated here that we are still in our infancy stage, and hence the need to have this meeting. And from here forward, together, we'll identify the means where we can be of support to those who are coming in new, and even those who are already here, but maybe they have some other struggles going forward.
Yeah, there's another question in the chat.
There's another question in the chat box. The question basically is saying it's a comment, it's a commendation on that we've been able to define who qualifies as a member of MiDAC. The question is, how many members does MiDAC have at this time?
Okay, I can answer that question. At the meantime, we haven't started collecting the membership contribution yet. So right now, everyone is the member of MiDAC, and once we start receiving contribution, the members who are contributing their annual contribution will be the one who benefit from what I've discussed, what I've presented to you. But you could be a member, but there will be also registered member of MiDAC.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And thank you very much for that response, Madam Chair for welfare. And perhaps I can even add to that, even during the meetings like general conference meetings, annual AGMs, we should be able to give that feedback. This is the organization whose main intent is to be as transparent as we can be to all well-wishing and all well-loving Malawians as we are.
Yeah, I think just one more thing, like membership is either a paid up member or a general member. When you're a general member, we recognize that, and there are some basic things that would apply. You can attend meetings, but let's assume that it's an AGM that requires voting. Your vote, you can only vote if you're a paid up member. So those are the benefits that Tandiwa was talking about. So being a paid up member gives you a little more rights, voting, submitting proposals, you can critique and bring in a whole new idea because you're a paid up member. When you're a normal member, you get the basic membership.
Thank you very much for that, Chair. And we'll move forward with our next phase. And again, keep those questions coming. And there will be a slight jump into the agenda the way it was. We will move forward with Media and Public Relations report or presentation by Wezi Limbe, who is our chair for that area. Wezi, over to you.
I'll reintroduce myself again. The name is Wezi Limbe, and I serve as the secretary for MiDAC. I support the chair, and I'm accountable to the board. I'm also in charge of taking minutes and distributing the minutes for each and every meeting that we have. This includes our monthly meetings as well as annual general meetings. I'm also in charge of updating our members list every time we have new people coming in. As mentioned, I'm the chair for the media committee. As you've seen, so far we've created the logo and all the posters and videos that we have been bombarding you this week. That's how we've been busy in the media committee. Our next goals are mainly two things. The first major task is to create a directory. There will be two directories. The first directory is the members directory. So here we'll collect people's names, location, and contact, and even the field that are in. This is supposed to help us map where the Malawians are to help newcomers and also to make connections and to see what people are doing. Second will be more of a business directory. Just on the small number of Malawians that I know there's people who are fashion designers, there's people who have charity organizations, there is a photographer I know, there's people in the food and restaurant industry, there are people trying to start a moving company, we have musicians, we have authors, we have people in the church business, we have people who own saloons, there's somebody who's trying to open a podcast next week. So we'd like to collect all these businesses together so people can have access and we can easily support each other. The next major thing is creating the official MiDAC website. The purpose of this is to serve as a central location where we can post information as mentioned earlier, the bylaws, our incorporation, we will post our initiatives, events, our business directory as well, government programs or funding, educational material on, so that if anybody is looking for us, that would be a central location. Yes, we do have social media pages, but this would be an easy find for anybody who's trying to connect with Malawians. Now, media, we're still looking to recruit people. I'm looking for 3 people to recruit on my team, looking for website creators, graphic designers, video editors, people who are good with social media. I know that a lot of you people have children, if they're in university and they have the knickknacks for technology, I would want them on my team. If the students need volunteer hours, we can provide a certificate. I'm hoping that our committees are not just the older generation, but that we can also involve students, because there's plenty of ideas to go around. We can find new and novel ways of doing things. There's a lot of social media things going on these days, TikTok and whatnot, and I would appreciate having even younger people get involved with the media committee. Our commercial break and trivia today is sponsored by yours truly, me, the owner of Kwatu Apparel. We have 2 questions and 2 shirts to give away. So I'm glad that you have all attended. I know it's not a big number, but your chances of winning are very high today. So there's always a silver lining somewhere. So the first question, I would ask Nathan to pay attention to our chat. I would say let's just use Zoom for simplicity. Whoever answers correctly, firstly, would get a shirt. The first question is, approximately how many Malawians currently reside in Canada? So whoever gets closest to the answer will win a shirt.
So let the answers start coming. I have 2,000, I have 169, I have 300, I have 250, I have 120, I have 3,250, I have 1,500. And I think we've had 11 out of the maybe 20 responses, so more than 50% of the respondees. So I would, well, there is one final one. There is always the last one, 900. So let's go. That brings us to 60% response rate. Go forward with the answer.
There are some people who do not qualify to win. We'll see who wins. So the answer is approximately 900. I'm not sure who answered that.
And there were 2 of them who said 900, and I think both of them may not qualify.
Yeah.
What is the name? Who are the people who said 900?
The name was Dalitom Nzinganjira and Tandiwe Nkata.
They don't qualify, so let's move to the next people.
All right.
The next closest to 900.
The next closest was 500.
Okay, whoever said 500.
And the next was 500. Let me go to that person. The 500 was, no, I was mistaken. 1,500 would be the closest.
No, 450.
450?
Yes.
Yeah, so 450.
But he's a board member too.
So and 450 in terms of percentage is 50% off, and 1,500 is not 50% off. 50% is a little more closer to that mathematically.
Okay, but the person who gave 450 is a board member, so they don't qualify.
And the 1,500 is also a board member, so they don't qualify.
Which board member is this one?
I love more Malunga.
Okay, you know what? I will
420. 420.
I will give it to Love More.
No, the next one is there's somebody who did that. 420.
Yeah, the 420 is the closest, so that's Sian in Saliwa. That's the one who gets it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sian in Saliwa. We shall mail
Actually, sorry, it's not Siani, it's Emela. Siani and I are together, so I'm the winner. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
So Emela Bondwe is the winner, if I'm not mistaken here. So thank you.
Okay, Emela, get in touch with me. I will mail you a shirt. So the next question is, which province has the smallest population of Malawians?
So I have answers coming through. We have New Brunswick.
Okay, that's the
There is-
correct answer. Who said it?
So it's Caroline.
The
Okay.
first one, there's the first person who posted before Caroline, or did they post at the same time?
There's
Yes.
Zandu first.
Oh, Mzandu, let me see. How did I miss that?
Yeah, just before Caroline.
Okay, and so we have two winners then. We have
Okay.
Pomzandu and Caroline.
We can
Okay.
only have one. the first
One.
person.
Okay, so here's my proposal.
Yes.
Poems under here. What you could do is it's either the donor of the t-shirts gets broke and gives an extra t-shirt, or
Yeah.
you give me and Caroline tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Or
I was about to
Okay.
suggest that.
or the
That if they
third
keep
one,
it,
the
Yep.
third one is I'll be the gentleman and I'll let it.
Oh, that is nice.
all right. So where's the? Do you have a tiebreaker?
Unfortunately, I didn't think of a question, but I could
No,
use some help from the board.
I'll let Caroline have it. It's all right. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you both. Both of you were winners, and thank you for Paul for being a gentleman, and Caroline becomes the second winner of the day.
And besides, my spelling was wrong. Brunswick with an A.
So you are trying to disqualify yourself, right?
Leo gentleman, you
Oh yeah, no Zigo Manzandu. And Wednesday, do you have? Are you done with your presentation, or do you have anything beyond that?
I do have, I think, 2 more slides, and
Okay, go for it.
Okay. So I wanted to present on what us at Kwatu Apparel print. So you are my target market. I do print Malawian themed t-shirts and hoodies. Also print for small businesses. I also print custom prints for private events, as well as canvas pictures. Oops. So we do promise to offer you very high quality prints. There's no minimum order quantity. They are affordable prices. So please support your Malawian business, women business, small businesses. Please support. Thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you very much, Wesley, for all the work you do in media, secretarial work, and also public relations. We are really so thrilled and so happy that you are doing this for MiDAC. And thank you also for uplifting and promoting Malawian flag, Malawian name here in Canada. Great work. And as we go forward here, there is one, I think that could be Emela, who is even wondering whether you do have any hoodies available. So please, if you can connect with Emela when this is done, that could really be great. All right, with that, we'll move on to our next presenter. And our next presenter is none other than Mr. Pacharo Mkandawire. And Mr. Pacharo Mkandawire will present on finance subcommittee.
Thank you very much. My name is Pacharo Mkandawire. I'm the interim member of the finance committee. I'm working with Lusikel and Tuonge. Tuonge is the current chairman. And also, as we said, we're looking for new members to join us. And we'll be very glad to welcome anyone who is interested to be part of this committee. So the main role of the finance committee is to provide financial oversight for the organizations. For instance, just establish internal controls to make sure all the funds are spent properly and not mismanaged. And after establishing this committee, our first responsibility or role was to open a bank account, of which we were able to do it. And we have signing authority. Me and Tuonge are the signing authorities in Alberta, and in Ontario we have Dali and Lusakelo as well. And also we have linked this account to QuickBook, just to make sure all the bookkeeping is done properly according to all the guidelines. And also, this is a very important committee because we're pretty much depending on all the members as well as other stakeholders to make sure all the funding is coming in as required. And also we have other roles that are also in place that we need to do as a finance committee, since now we're a legal entity, and things like all the filing is done according to the guidelines. And also we have right financial controls in place with the right signatories for accounts, and all the projects are done properly. And also if we have like a fundraising drive like what we're doing right now for the flood victims in Malawi, we could not reassign those funds for other activities. And also make sure we have all the financial guidelines followed. Right now, because we're starting from ground zero, we have sort of like a mock budget template that we're using to create our first budget. And we have some anticipated revenue and expenses that we know might be incurred, and the revenue that will come in. And grants, we're looking into grants that will enable us to kind of give us a quick kickstart. At least we have some funds in the organization to make sure our efforts are going further than we anticipated. And also we are anticipating, currently we are working on the fees, like the membership contribution fees, as you've seen in the slide there, or you'll see it later on. We're looking for the fees that you feel will be appropriate for this for the members to pay for the organization. And there'll be also other donations drives that we'll do, that we're looking into to enable us, get funds for the organization or fundraising. And currently we're doing the Malawi flood victim fundraising, and I would like to appeal to everyone or every member to contribute anything. We'll take even $1. It doesn't matter, because we'll know that every dollar is going to go help people who are in very deep financial distress back home. And we'll also make sure these funds are reaching the intended purpose that we have this planned for. And also, these are the anticipated expenses that we have projected that are going to be incurred this year. Right now, the Welfare Committee has various projects that they're working on that will also come through us when that time comes for us to funnel the funds to those projects. And also, in our marketing efforts, there's going to be some expenses that needs to be incurred to promote the organization, get all Malawians across the country understand or learn about us. And also we're planning to have insurance for the board members. That is, in case we get sued, any board member gets sued, their liability has to be limited to the board's or to the association's assets, and just another form of protection there for the board members. And another way that we know we're going to incur some expenses is through accounting fees, and also we may need some legal guidance on various projects or areas where we feel we don't have the legal knowledge. And also the members or the board members and the members as well, there'll be some areas where we anticipate that where there's a skill gap, and in order to plug that skill gap, we may need some external training and all that. Also, we anticipate expenses in regards to strategy outsourcing, and we may need some subcontractors to do those events. Like if we go on a fundraising drive, that we have to go set up a group to work at a casino, we might need the necessary staff to sort of meet the 24-hour shifts that's required. Then we may have to go out and find some subcontracting out there who will be able to get the staff in order to meet that requirement. Also, there will be some taxes and programs like QuickBook that we need to be paid. We have linked this account, our bank account, to QuickBook, and our expense is $5 every month, and we're in the process of just having it fully linked, and in a few days this is going to be completed. And also we expect just miscellaneous expenses as they arise, since we are very new organization, and those are going to be recorded as they get incurred. So once this mock budget is put together, and we plan to have it presented at the annual general meeting, then all the members who will be present at the AGM will be able to look at our financials, and if they have any questions, answer them at the annual general meeting as well. Zikomo, thank you very much. Just once again, we have some vacancies in the finance committee. We're looking for members to join in, and the beauty of this association, again, I live in Calgary, but I've come to Edmonton, and I'm here with my Malawi family community. This Saliwa is here, and also we have Chuonge, and this is Nirenda, Steve, Mwaye here. So this just shows how important this association is. And maybe one more thing I would like to add before I go is I've been able to meet Emmanuel Chilinga, who has moved from Montreal. I didn't know Emmanuel before he reached out to to Tandy, who gave him my number. Then I connected him with the Saliwas here, who were able to help him find a place, get settled. So I can't emphasize enough, the importance of this organization. And I was able to meet Emmanuel Chilinga yesterday. So we have gained, but this association is very key to the growth of Malawians resettling and just broadening the Malawi base here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pacharo, for that report. And then there are a few questions in the chat box here. One of the questions is like, will you be subjected to audits? And if so, who is the auditor? And then the next question was, if we are receiving government funding, certified annual audit is a requirement. So I don't know whether Pacharo would like to address that, or whether anyone in the board, the chair, you have your hand up. If you can address that, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, for those questions. So the NFP Act says that soliciting organizations that are getting like $10,000 and earning like 250,000 gross annual reserves, and or if you are a non-soliciting organization like ourselves with revenues over 1 million, then you need to have a public accountant and you need to conduct an audit. So I think as long as our numbers are below this, we may not need to do an audit. We may just have to follow the, the proper adequate accounting records, making sure we put our minutes and we keep our resolutions and we file the necessary documentation. We'll only start needing audits when we get to this level where we are receiving $10,000 in income from public sources in one financial year, or we have gross annual reserves of more than $250,000. And I think that kind of answers both questions, if I'm not mistaken, because if we do get government funding, okay, all right, maybe I need to confirm on that, but I see a contribution by Dr. Kajampake says that if it's government funding, then yes, it is mandatory for us to get an annual audit. So we can verify to you on that one. Thank you.
And Nzandu actually says that's a requirement. I think the thumbs up, I think it's, I don't know whether it's satisfaction with the answer you've provided, or it's in response to the statement that government, with government funding, certified annual audit is a requirement. And, we will go to the last presenter of the day, where everything connects. So this is the projects committee. So let me just share this very quickly as I'll be inviting Daritso Mzinganjira to present. So
yeah, here we go. Yeah, so my name is Daritso Mzinganjira, Hero Malawanzanga, and it's always a challenge to present at the end. Komano, this is very exciting, and it's pretty much in connection with what my colleagues have already presented, and I'm presently chairing the project subcommittee, and I'm not alone. As you can see, I'm with the amazing colleagues there. Just as my colleagues have also, requested during their presentations, even our subcommittees, we are looking for members. So you guys, if you are interested to be part and parcel of this subcommittee, let us know. Yeah, so this presentation, I would like you to have that project management perspective. If you are wearing that hat, I think it's going to be easy for you to understand the entire presentation. So the project subcommittee, our strategic areas of focus are pretty much in two folds. So the first one is to develop programs and also manage them. So that includes needs assessment, creating services and programs aligned to the needs that we've identified, and also to manage secondary programs. And the other strategic area is the resource mobilization. And I'm gonna go into a little bit of details in this, because this resource mobilization includes things like fundraising. So regarding the project goals, the overall goals, we hope to one, establish and strengthen the base. One would ask to say, why establishing? Because we Malawians in Canada, we've been here for a long time. Yes, that's very true. But you can agree with me, for quite some time, our community has been very fragmented, and we've been working in silos. And I think it is so important that we acknowledge that. This is why we are coming in with this idea to say, no, I think it is so important that we work together. And that's why I really love our motto, which is on the logo, that if we work together, we can really achieve a lot. So that would be, that is our overall, one of the overall project goals. And also the other one is to reach out beyond Canada. So that includes things like supporting people in Malawi and beyond. So for the first goal, which is the establishing and setting the base, and we are looking at one community identification and integration, and the other thing is information access and service navigation, and also settlement and refugee support, and the other area is community empowerment and wellness support. So for the community identification and integration, we anticipate to have a community that is strong and also connected. We have to do something for us to achieve that goal, and there are a number of activities that we believe that if we implement, we be able to achieve that goal. So things like organizing an annual Independence Day celebration, even the Diaspora Malawian conference, which can be face-to-face or even virtually. For the information access and service navigation, the goal for this is to see us as a well-informed community that maximizes the use of available resources. And in terms of activities, we hope to arrange and coordinate monthly information as well as education sessions. For example, things like how to get mortgages, how to start a business, something like that. And also we anticipate to have some quarterly newsletters. My colleague Wes talked about website development, and we'd like to take this on as a project and making sure that the information that is needed for our community, it is available even through the website and social media updates like the Facebook and what have you, and also creating and maintaining a database for Malawian owned businesses. And we hope to work hand in hand with the media team on this one. The third one is a settlement and refugee support. For this one, we anticipate to see our newcomers, whether refugees or those that are coming here for as students, even to migrate as workers, them to feel supported and to have an access to vital services. I'm pretty sure most of you here can agree with me that when you don't have that community, strong community support, life can be very challenging, and some of us have gone through that. So we'd like to see those that are coming here experience something different, something better, because we've pretty much done some good work on the ground. And for the activities, we hope to develop a framework for the newcomers and refugee support, and also establish a repository for all provincial and federal services for the newcomers and refugees, and also acting as a service navigator for the community members. And for this one too, we anticipate to work with the social welfare committee. And the fourth one, under the first goal, is the community empowerment and wellness support. So for this one, we as a goal, we're envisioning a health and a financially vibrant community. And for the activities, we are looking at identifying community professional leaders that are willing to provide pro bono support to fellow community members. We have amazing. Our community, my community, is so rich in terms of our professionals. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have engineers, and we would like to maximize this richness and making sure that those that are available to help their fellow Malawians are able to. And the other one is also we anticipate to introduce a hotline, like a phone line for community support, and we'll be managing the calls and providing service navigation. So this is a line where whether you are in Northwest Territory or you are in Ontario, you are able to press the button, call the number, and get the information that you need. So we anticipate to work with the media and the welfare. So the second one for the goals I talked about reaching out. So for this one, I've divided into two areas. One, the disaster response, as well as the national development support. We focus on health and education. So for the disaster response, we envision a community that responds timely and efficiently to the needs of Malawians, especially when disaster strikes. So for the activities, we hope to identify potential partners and establish relationship both here in Canada and also outside, and establish a contingency fund, as well as develop a disaster and emergency plan. For this one, right now, we already have an example, the flood a donation drive that is happening right now. We already identified a partner that we are working with. So that's just one of the examples, but I'm pretty sure we can even do more than what we're doing right now. And for the next one, where I'm talking about the national development support, we focus on health and education. For this one, the goal is to see us as a community here delivering continued support to the nation of Malawi, resulting into such an amazing country that we would like to see. Of course, people would ask so many questions to say, is this realistic? But I truly believe that it is possible. For the activities, we're looking at identifying and establishing key partnerships here in Canada, and also same thing as well here in Malawi and beyond, not only in Malawi, because we're not limiting ourselves within Malawi. And the other thing is as well is to create a database of related professionals that have interest in providing periodic support to Malawi. Yeah, so quickly, that's pretty much my presentation, and I look forward to questions. Please, we need those questions. Yeah, but the reason for this presentation basically was to provoke you guys and to have that, mindset to say, you know what, I think there's so many things that we can do.
Ndiye mu chat box muli fuso akunena kuti ndili ndi ndemanga pa zimene Dalitso wanena pa point yoyambirira. I have a comment for Dalitso on the first point he presented, community and identification and integration. If you can please shed more light or speak more so that it can be elaborated.
Yeah, okay, I think she's
sorry. No, I'm yeah. It's
just speak a little bit more so that she presents her question. Yeah.
No, I'm the one. My name's Wangani, and I'm the one that had a comment. Can I speak? Is that okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Dalitso. So again, my name's Wangani. I live in Toronto. My mom's Liberian, my dad's Malawian. I'm saying that because the comments I'm going to make are coming from, knowledge base in terms of my involvement with the Liberian community. And so I've seen, some of the stuff that they've done, and I have some ideas that I can obviously bring to the part in terms of what we're trying to do with the Malawian side of things. So the first thing, I think Wezi also kind of alluded to it. Maybe it wasn't Wezi, maybe it was Ekelo in the beginning. I'm not really sure, but it has to do more so with that point about community identification and integration, right? So one of the issues that exists is that unfortunately people try to just involve the people that are their members, or they're interested in having, be part of their group. Unfortunately, the way that it actually works and the way that you get participation is by involving everybody. So my comment and my suggestion there was, if and when the website is up and running, there needs to be a tab under that just is called census. And the census would be for every Malawian that is in Canada, and in all the different groups that we have, we would encourage them to go into the website and actually register. Why? When it comes to grants, this is what they look at. They don't look at just your members alone. They look at how many Malawians you have total within the entire, Canada population, and they give you funds based on those numbers. So that's the reason why we need to have that, and that's the only way we'll be able to get an accurate account of who's who. And obviously, as you know, pertinent information, your name, your address, your telephone number, email address, how many children you have, that kind of thing. And then one of the questions there is obviously, are you a member or not? Because for us who want to be members, and for those of you that are, in this group, you would be taking from that in order to recruit your membership of people that aren't members as well. So I think it's very important that we put that out there and we make sure we have that, as one of the major points on our website and in all of our communication, just to make sure that we're capturing that, right? So I just wanted to bring that into light over there. I have one or two other comments, but I'll wait for the other sections. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wongani. That's very, very powerful, and that's very insightful. And it's good that you also have that insight coming from a wealth of knowledge after seeing how other people have been doing it. I'm very glad with your diverse background you bring, where you have your mom and your dad, and they are very much involved in the community outreach and what they've done. So it's really the intention of this group to leverage on such knowledge. And Wongani, you could be one of those people who I think the welfare people, project people, everybody would be dashing to get hold of. So please, if you can get hold of one of these, that would be great. I think I can even see Pacharo even saying, even in my group, I want her too. So there you are. That's a vote of confidence with your comment.
See, Pacharo is the one that put me onto this. He's like, I'm going to rope you, and I know him from our connection way back when. So he's the one that kind of brought me to all of what was happening here. So thank you for that, Pachalo. I appreciate it.
And there is another comment from Paul. Can you elaborate on key partnership with other upcoming Malawian diaspora related associations? How do you plan to vet them? How do you plan to engage them?
This is not exclusive because somebody else could have another response, but we believe that we can coexist and operate side by side with other diaspora related associations. We do have various focus areas, and they could have other focus areas too. We believe that the platform is wide enough for all of us to work together and to achieve our independent goals without crashing into each other's paths. And I think that's the focus that MiDAC has taken. We know that there are regional organizations, there are other welfare organizations, and there could be more coming up because they may have a specific purpose. We do not think we have monopoly over Malawians, but we want to believe that as an incorporated association that is recognized by the government of Canada, we are going to aim to integrate people, not necessarily to crush them, but to bring them on board while they can continue doing other things. Yeah, so that's what I would like to mention. But in terms of vetting, unless the only place that could lead us to vet them would be if they want to be part and parcel of MiDAC and maybe drop off or become a partnership, then we may need to do vetting. And some of those things might be to check like what is the legality of how they were established. We might have to check some good practices, pertaining to handling those kind of areas.
So just a
Daddy, so you wanted to comment?
Yeah. I just wanted to give a specific example on that one. And I really like the way Madam Chair explained that. I responded to that question. But for example, here in Canada, we have a new Malawian connected organization like the MHI, the Malawi Health Institute, which has just been incorporated. So these are one of the organizations that like MiDAC can work with, right? And I think the most important thing is what Carol said is one, appreciating each other's mandate, and making sure that we are doing things legally. We're not doing things outside that sphere. So that's what I can say at this point.
So may we go back to our Slido with the same slido.com and with the same access code, and then we have those questions there. We respond accordingly, and once we've responded, please, if we can just take note of the polling as it comes through. Madam Chair, if you don't mind just reading out the questions for us, please, that could be great as well.
All right. Okay, maybe first thing, I just need to ask if people can see those questions. So after today's meeting, how well do you now understand about MiDAC? So there's several options, and just go to and click on the choice that represents how do you fail. There's 4 questions there. The next question is pertaining to the welfare committee and the fact that we are working on establishing an annual contribution. So we have proposed several numbers there. So how much do you think is a reasonable annual contribution per family? So please go ahead and vote on that as well. If you need me to go back to a certain question, let me know too. All right, I think the poll has closed. And just quickly to say that the first question, which was after today's meeting, how well do you understand about MiDAC? We only had 1 vote, and the person said that they understood better. So that's a good thing. We don't know what happened, that not many people saw that question perhaps, but it looks like there was only 1 person who voted for that. But I'll go to the next question. The next question, which was about contribution per family. There were 4 votes, and the 75% of the votes are voted towards Canadian $100 per year per family. Okay, and 25% has voted for Canadian $50 per year per family. Okay, and then for the singles, we had 8 votes, and on that, 50% have voted for Canadian $45 per year per single or student, and then 25% and have voted for 2, which is CAD 70 and CAD 35. Okay, and then the last question, which was talking about how people heard about the meeting today, we had 13 votes there, and 62% heard via WhatsApp, 23% via word of mouth, and 15% other. So those are the results. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you very much for that. So we can see that our social media is really working well. If we are having more than 60% of the people who have reached out through the WhatsApp, it really shows that our social media is at work. Perhaps that ties in with what Wezi was saying, that if you have even those teenagers in your homes who are very versatile with social media and technology, please connect with our people who are working on social media to make sure that we are utilizing all the technology available to connect with people. But I can also not underemphasize and overemphasize the importance of word of mouth, as has been alluded. 23% heard about this meeting through word of mouth. Please talk to someone about MiDAC as we move forward. This is our group, and together we shine brighter. Dr. Kajampakian, you wanted to say something quickly in relation to this meeting, and very briefly, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Banda, and thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to commend you all for having such a vibrant launch for MiDAC. However, I would like to point out also that I believe organizations do not exist in a vacuum, nor should they be a proxy for a community by default. Therefore, I believe an absolute buy-in and inclusive avenue generates not only cohesion, but also a sense of ownership as the community participates and get involved in its activities. I'm talking this because of my personal experience of engaging in many organizations in Canada, and most of which have had genuine intentions to represent us. But they have failed because they have assumed that by incorporating or registering an organization is an ultimate goal. Well, in fact, it is only the beginning of a long journey. So they often forgot that government grants require letters of support, and any diatribe from any member of the community if they scrutinize any form of request, we can lose that. So I just want to let you know that it's very important that I was surprised. I put 120 when you asked how many Malawians are in Canada on purpose. You came up with about 900. How many people are at this meeting? So that in itself should give you a yardstick and the benchmark that you should aim at. So we are all here to support you, and we want to work with you. And I hope you will make this an inclusive organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kajampakin, for your comments there. We really appreciate your sentiments and your remarks there. We do acknowledge that we know that there is a long road in front of us. There is a lot of work in front of us, and we are committed as a board, as a group, to really leverage on everything that has been done, but also on the well wishes that are there within the community, including from everybody else, including yourself and all the members who attended here. And please, let's take this as our group, where all of us together strongly with one voice, we can move forward. As the chair will be closing with the remarks, I don't want to run into that. I would hand over to the chair, Lusakiro Mamonde, please.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. I do notice one comment in the chat. It is a bit belated, but we'll allow Chifonio to ask a question. Unmute yourself and go ahead, and then I'll present the final remarks. And I want to thank everyone else for your patience, because we wanted to do this in 1.5 hours. We delayed a little bit due to technical issues. We are just over the 1.5 hours that we had promised, so apologies for that, but we'll be closing the next 5 minutes. So Chifonio, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Chifonio Tauro, and I live here in London, Ontario. And I'm kind of new here in Canada. I came here in 2019 with my family, and we are happy to be here. Madam Chair, I wanted to ask a question before I came up with some points that I have. Because I've been hearing, I came here late. By the time I came here, I've been hearing, okay, this department, we need more people. This department, we need more people. And for this, I understand it has been there for so long. And my question is, since MiDAC, you guys started operating, how many people came in to join or to volunteer, say, here I am, I need to help you guys, before I go with my points?
Okay. All right, thank you. When we were presenting at first, we did indicate that I think in the Welfare Committee, we contacted people on the WhatsApp group asking for people to join. So we did have some positive responses. We have members almost in all the committees, but not all of them are filled to the numbers that we were hoping. That's why most of the presenters today were asking at the end, like, please join us, please join us. So I think that's the direct answer that I can give to you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. My point that I wanted to say, I think from the beginning, it was like, to me, the way I think in the Lankurian, was like, we saw things like people with resumes. So that thing, to me, it broke somebody who doesn't have a resume. Because in a group like this, I think it could have been just open, because we are all Malawians with different backgrounds. And sometimes when you see somebody has a huge resume and you look at yourself, you have a capability to do. But when you look at yourself, I don't have a resume. How can I match with this kind of people, all of them that have resumes? Okay. It broke somebody like me, for example. Maybe I have no education, or for example, I have no education, or I have anything that somebody can see, oh, wow. But I have a capability to do. But because of that, you're gonna find out there are so many people out there, they're just sitting, they can't say much, they can't do much because they feel like they are blocked. But if at first you could have just opened it, let people come, let people get, voted, in the way the RDSA should be comfortable with what he's doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Towell, for that contribution. I think hearing that, it makes me just look back a little bit to like, okay, how did we start out? From my recollection, this whole association was birthed from Malawians in Canada WhatsApp group, and there were various initiatives. Kuyambira kumayambiriro kumatumizidwa information anthu tikupanga form kandi constitution anthu muzipereka my ideas and anthu amatha kumatani kumapereka my ideas pa WhatsApp group ena amatha kulemba my emails and mwina kapena maybe platform of engagement nthawi zimapangisa kuti nkhanija ipite isowe ndi anthu ayiwale kuti kodi apanafunsidwa chani chifukwa kena kufana zasegulidwa the other group yonena kuti pakaposidwa zinthu kuti tikupempha feedback kandi chani anthu chisamasowe kuti uzitha kupita kondo kachipezanso. So that's what I remember, number one. Number two, when the association was incorporated, we were asking for people to vote. I was not even part of the group that was forming the association, I'll be honest with you. But people nominated names, and I think if I remember, we did put the notice to everybody. So names were nominated, and then a voting was also done in the same Malawians in Canada WhatsApp group. And then afterwards, we made calls for people to join on the same WhatsApp group. In my recollection, we may have indicated that if you have interest in any of the committees or you have experience in this area, please join. It did not necessarily mean that we are asking for resumes, in my understanding. It was like some people may just have strengths in a certain area. So maybe someone just has a good strength in welfare issues. And I think the calls were like that. If others may just have strength in finance issues. So the finance committee were asking for people like that. But I think I would like to just present that the association is aiming to reach out to everybody. We all have to start from somewhere. And these comments are helping us to realize that perhaps so far the sentiments out there are what you are saying, and people think that there are others who are excluded, but that is not the intention of the association, and that is why we are starting to reach out to as many people as possible. As Dr. Kajampakeni mentioned earlier, that there's like almost 900 people, but there's only 20-something attendees. It is a start, and indeed, we're going to use that as a yardstick. The goal is to reach out to as many people as possible, and this is often optional. But we want to believe that as MiDAC continues to make an impact, it's going to bring people in instead of us forcing people. So we started small. Attendance here could indicate maybe Dr. Kajampari said like low buy-in, but I believe that we have to start from somewhere. And we could look at this 3 months from now, 6 months from now. That's why our media team is going to work hard. The whole board is going to work hard. All of us have to work hard to let people know that this is an association for everybody. But I basically, I think, wanted to just take responsibility that if we did in any way make other people feel like this is for people with resumes, it was not intended as such, and it is regretted so much that we want to let you know that it is for everybody. For everybody.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Now I have a job here. I don't want to be fired by Ms. Chair after the end of this meeting for failing to make sure that we stay within time. But we really highly appreciate all the questions and all the comments coming. And may we just say, I'll just repeat what Madam Chair has said. We are in the teething process. We are in the formulation process. And as you may have just heard, we just incorporated. We just opened up another account, so this is where everything is beginning. And if at all there are some mishaps that have been taken, some wrong steps that have been taken, we apologize for that. Our goal is to build and learn from those mistakes as we are moving forward. Our goal really is together, not exclusively, but inclusively, we should shine together. So that's really our biggest goal as an organization. So Chifunilo, we really appreciate your input, and you are the type of people we are asking that be with us on this journey as we are moving forward so that we can shine together brightly. With that little comment, Madam Chair, please, I would like you to be wrapping up with the closing remarks and gratitude.
Thank you so much, everyone, and we again want to appreciate that you extended us your grace for some extra minutes of your wonderful time. To be honest, I think it's a great honor that we were given this platform to present a little bit more about MiDAC, Malawians in Canada Diaspora Association. This grouping has so many dreams and desires, but as I always say, without each one of us, we're gonna have a story of yet another association that died. And indeed, incorporation may have been a milestone, but it is not the end, not at all. We are dreaming big. We have kind of presented what we call like a skeleton to the group, but you'll notice that there's more meat behind it as we give you more information. We are here to serve, and there's a lot of people that are passionate about MiDAC, people who volunteer hours and hours of their time behind the scenes. And we want to continue that way, but as we're saying that we need you to come in, and so that we can be growing together. The logo, Together We Shine Brighter, I just want to bring it up as something that comes from a story or a mindset where if there's only one torch and you're in the dark, yes, it will give you light, but the light will just be like, limited to a small area. But if you bring several torches, several stars, we are going to shine a wider space. And amongst us, all Malawians, we are all stars in our own right. But when we come together, we're going to shine bright, and we're going to become a team of stars and not just a star individually. So there's great skills that everyone has, and we would like to leverage that. And when we talk about skills, please, let's not think that it's skills pertaining to education or what. Skills is everything. Some people have just inborn skills, and we want you to be able to say that I want to give my service to MiDAC in this way. Please reach out to us. And in addition to this, we are going to be also like a front for communication with the embassy, that the office of the ambassador in USA. They are planning some things for Malawians in the USA and in Canada. And this provides a platform where you can speak out about your desires, some things that you might want to get directly to the ambassadors, but you're not able to reach out. MiDAC provides that interface. And honestly, the dream is big, but always it's about implementation. And that's maybe gonna be my last point. Hold us accountable. We are not people that are shy from criticism, but as I said, criticism has to be constructive, not just with malice or whatever. Hold us accountable to implement things. When we come to you and we say that by a specific date we want to do this, hold us accountable. But apart from holding us accountable, also support us. Because when we come to you and we're asking for information or help and you're quiet, then it kind of impedes our progress to implement whatever we want to do. So it works both ways. It works both ways. Right now, we do have the fundraising initiative for flood victims in Malawi. I'm just asking like $5, $1, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. So those are my final comments, and I spoke them from the heart. I don't have notes. But again, to sincerely thank every one of you for making the time to come. And let's start contacting media team about your businesses that you have. We want to create that business directory. Let's start contacting the projects team if you want to join with ideas. Let's start contacting the welfare team for ideas on how we can come up with our membership plan. All those things, we need your input. Thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity.